Hello and welcome into Around the Bases. Grant Wall joined as always by Winona State Baseball Coach Kyle Poock. And it's such a beautiful day. We wanted to bring you on location here at Maxwell Lowry Field here in Winona. And Coach, a beautiful day like this, you can really tell it's baseball season. And we're getting to that point. Things are starting to get clear for us. The conference race, the regional race, and your Warriors are positioned to make some real noise as we here wind down these last few weeks of the season.
Yeah, wish we were playing today in this weather, but
it's beautiful.
You can just tell the guys a little bit bouncing their step coming to practice today because we haven't had a lot of days like this. But yeah, we've through our playing early in the season, we've kind of positioned ourselves in a good spot. Right now we're in a battle with Mankato, and you still got Augie and St. Cloud nipping on our heels, but we're in a pretty good situation right now. If we play good baseball the rest of the season, hopefully we'll end up in a good spot.
And you mentioned Mankato. They currently have a one-game lead on you in the conference standings. You're sitting in second. And coming up this week, 2 games, Wednesday at Wayne State, then 4 this weekend at Bemidji. One of those things, and with the parity within the league, if you go out and take care of business, you might find yourself come Monday morning right back on top.
Yeah, exactly. If we expect to go out and play our game and we expect to win. Hopefully we play good enough to do that, and if we take care of business and win 5 out of 6 or all 6 between Wayne and Bemidji, we should be in a good situation. I haven't looked and seen who Mankato's playing yet this weekend, or who they got this week. But again, our league is so competitive and tough that anybody can beat anybody, really.
And you mentioned putting yourself in this position, and that's exactly what you did, going back 2 consecutive weekends, taking 3 out of 4 from both St. Cloud and Augustana. Those 2 teams that you said are nipping there on your heels in 3rd and 4th place right now. You did what you needed to do. Yeah,
exactly. And that was our thing. We talk all the time about winning 3 out of 4 on a weekend, but you got to make sure when you're going against teams that are relatively close to you in the stands, whatever, you got to make sure you have that. The splits don't really help, because somebody else like Mankato's playing somebody else that they can win 3 or 4 or win them all. So taking care of business those 2 weekends sets us up pretty good. Now if we can just finish out, we have 2 midweek doubleheaders, and we have 8 games on the weekend yet that we need to finish up with strong.
And the regional rankings, you're sitting as well in 2nd place there, and pretty much if you continue the way you're going, it's looking pretty much assured that you're going to be making your 2nd consecutive trip to the regional tournament. Do you feel like this team is really starting to hit its stride as we get into this all-important time of the year?
Yeah, and hopefully, and with the weather getting nicer, hopefully that'll help too. But yeah, I think like I said, we've done a good job all year long, positioning ourselves for this last final run. So now it's just a matter of executing, playing good baseball, not hurting ourselves, and making sure we get some wins in the last, I think, we got 12 conference games and then the added game with St. Mary's. So.
And one of those guys who has really played well throughout the entire season, we're going to talk to him here in just a little bit, has been Adam Gemuenden, first baseman, hitting the ball very well, hits for power, hits for average, batting over 330. He's been a guy as a junior who stepped into a little bit of an expanded role this season and has really contributed. You have to be pleased with his efforts all year.
Yeah, he started last year as a role player for us, but then kind of took over the job at first base when Ross Hellenbrand. We made him concentrate more on pitching, whatever. And Chief, or Adam, his nickname's Chief, did a great job in that. But he's been one of our leaders this year. He's been swinging the bat pretty good all year long. And actually, I thought we had a chance to win that game on Thursday. And he came up the bat with 2 outs, but guys in 2nd and 3rd, and he squared one up and hit it hard. If it would have been 3 feet either way, we'd probably win that game. I'm not taking anything away from Concordia, because their guy did a great job. Did a great job holding us to 2 runs for 9 innings. But that ball 3 feet either way, we win that game. So it was, and he's been doing that all year long, basically. Putting good swings on the ball, hitting the ball hard, getting a home run here and there. But he's a gap-to-gap guy. A lot of contact, and he's going to make sure that he puts the ball in play.
Absolutely, and another guy who's performed well all season long in his final year with the Warriors is Joe Clay. A couple weeks ago in a doubleheader against Upper Iowa, he has 4 hits in both of those ball games, really leading your team both on and off the field with his play this year. Yeah,
Joe's one of our senior leaders, and he's a guy everybody on the team looks up to. He's a great guy, great student, and he's came in as a shortstop. We made a left fielder, and he's made himself into a good left fielder. But he's a very important guy in the middle of our lineup, and he's been doing a job all year long, and hopefully he can continue with that. if you asked him, he would say he didn't hit as well last Thursday, but he'll be fine this week, and we're ready to go to finish the season.
Absolutely, and as well as your batters are doing right now, the pitching staff is performing just as well. You have one of the top ERAs in the country, and it's a testament to the depth of this pitching staff. We talked about it before the season leading in. You felt very good about the number of pitchers and the talent that you had there on the mound, but they've really stepped up and been very successful all year. Hasn't been a lot of ups and downs, just consistent efforts out of that entire staff.
Yeah, if you look at even, what do we got, 9 losses, I think only one was a blowout, and that was Duluth, and that was just an aberration, whatever you want to call it. And I think I said before, that was when we looked like we were due for that one. But after that, even, a couple of our 2-0, and we got beat, that one Thursday is 3-2, but we pitched good enough to win. And that's been the case all year long. The pitching's been good enough to win. They've been keeping us in games. They've been staying out of big innings. And if you can do that with a good club, you're gonna win more games than you lose.
And a guy like Tyler Zemla didn't pick up the win against Concordia in that second game, but a freshman making his first start comes in, holds Concordia to just 2 runs while he was there before he was relieved. Just a solid start from another youngster.
Yeah, actually, I think he only gave up 1 run, but we can check. Yeah,
yep.
But he left when we had a 2-1 lead, and did a great job for 5 innings. We were hoping to get 4 or 5 out of him, and then we could go to our bullpen, which fresh because we had a couple of starters from the weekend that were able to throw, and he did exactly what we needed of him. He showed that he's going to be a guy down the road that we can count on, and probably next year have a chance to step into a starting role for us.
And going forward this week, Wayne State 2 games on Wednesday. Hopefully the weather holds. I know that they're getting some rain right now in Nebraska. But 2 games Wednesday against Wayne, then 4 this weekend against Bemidji before you wrap up the conference season next week. Sprinkled in there on Thursday, 1 game against St. Mary's here at Maxwell Lowry Field in Winona, 5 o'clock on Thursday. So one last week or one more week to go after that, and we'll see how things shake out. And, as we talk, the Warriors have really positioned themselves to make things happen.
Yeah, we're sitting in a good position. It's going to be tough at Wayne. That's a tough place to play. It's a 6-hour ride to Wayne, America. And they're playing better now. If you'd have told me last week at this time, I said, yeah, they're struggling, whatever. But they won all 6 last week and played well, and I know they're looking forward to us. Their coach out there and I get along pretty well, and so I'm sure he's going to be ready to go, and his guys, and there's a couple of assistant coaches that get along great with. So it'll be a good games tomorrow or Wednesday now, and then St. Mary's one just a pickup game basically because they've been losing games to weather. We've been losing games a couple, so we'll get some arms in that game that haven't thrown yet. And then the weekend is Bemidji, and Bemidji is kind of an unknown entity. I've talked to some people. They say they're better than they have been in the past, but they're always a team that can swing the bats. So it always depends on what they do on the mound. But I guess they're getting some pitching this year. They've been beating some teams that you kind of, but then they've also lost some games that you think, well, they shouldn't have lost to that team. But so it'll be interesting to see. But it's, the good thing is we're at home. We're not at Bemidji.
Absolutely, and we'll wish you luck going forward. We'll be right back here on Around the Bases. Adam Gemuenden will sit down with me, talk a little bit about his breakout junior season here on the diamond for the Warriors.
Warrior Club makes it possible for me to compete at a national level and give back to the community.
By donating $100 or more, you can become a member of the Warrior Club and help Winona State student-athletes achieve the extraordinary. Call 507-457-2705 or visit WinonaStateWarriors.com. Every member counts.
Welcome back to Around the Bases. Grant Wall joined by Warrior first baseman Adam Gemuenden. And Adam, it's been a consistent season for you. We talked to Coach earlier. He talked about how last year you were kind of a role player, a utility guy filling in where needed. But the first base job has been yours from the first game of the season. It's one that you've really taken and run with, having a great season so far.
Yeah, it's been a great year so far. Knowing that position's mine takes a lot less toll on me. Just focus more on first base, fielding, and making all the plays. So yeah.
How much confidence do you have going into a season knowing that it's your position and you don't have to worry about someone breathing down your neck? You know you're going to get your at-bats. You know you're going to get your time in the field. How much does that help someone going into a year?
It takes a lot of pressure off. You know the position's yours, but you're always going to have somebody, you know, waiting there to have their chance to take your spot, but you know, it just makes you less easy, you know, focus more. So.
And you've really showed throughout the year both the ability to hit for power and for average, batting over 330, and being one of those left-handed threats that can very easily park a ball into the football stadium behind us. What's your mindset when you step up to the plate? Are you just trying to make contact and put it somewhere, or do you really want to drive the ball and maybe put a couple runs on the board each time?
You know, in BP we focus on hitting line drives, gap to gap, focusing on trying to go the other way. But lately I've just been trying to hit fastballs, trying to lay off speed, change up the curveballs, just put good swings on fastballs and see what happens. And
it certainly helped as you're the part of the heart of the Warrior lineup that has really made some noise this year. You were picked very highly in the preseason polls, and you've definitely lived up to those expectations, sitting at second in the conference and second in the region as well. Obviously, the goal is to win conference and to advance to regionals and make some noise there. But what's the one thing that the Warriors are really trying to do here over these last couple weeks of the season?
Last couple of weeks of the season, right now, we're just trying to take you know, one opponent on at a time, one game at a time. We got to focus on winning that first game. The next game doesn't matter. Game one matters. So
absolutely, just trying to get wins after wins after wins. And you went on a long winning streak, had 11 in a row here to start the conference season. How much confidence did that give you going on the road, winning some games here in Winona, and just getting off to such a great start in conference play?
Yeah, it gave us a lot of confidence. Like after Florida, we had a lot of close games, but once we got back in Minnesota, we started playing good baseball. Knew we had potential to win it and host regionals and even win the conference and everything. So, yeah, it gives us a lot of confidence.
Absolutely, and you're one game back in the conference standings right now, sitting second in the region, so it looks like that postseason bid ticket has been punched for you. We wish you luck going forward these last couple of weeks, and we'll be here cheering you on and watching as you start your postseason run. Thanks for joining us, Adam.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for joining us here on Around the Bases.